gotta go shower still.
I'm recording.
Sorry.
Okay, well, someone count me in, please, and thank you.
3, 2, 1.
No.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Four Weebs, that anime podcast. We watch some good anime, we watch some bad anime, and we talk about it. My name is Leah. I am your host for this week. I am the token shoujo romance girl on this podcast. Everyone else, introduce yourselves.
My name is Veda. I'm gonna introduce myself now. This is me. I'm not a robot, okay? Just deal with it.
Oh my god. So angsty.
My name's Becca, but I'm going to introduce Liam. Liam's the resident asshole, or so he claims.
Tadaima, Liam des. No, I probably still fucked it up. I always fuck it up.
Okay.
That was pretty good this time, Liam.
The trick is to never try.
I didn't refer to myself as Liam-san this time. That's always the struggle.
Baby
You
steps.
can do it.
Got this.
Ganbaru.
Alright. So, this week, I was picking the good anime and the bad anime due to the marble draw we do, but more to that later. Or, just go back and watch more episodes and figure it out.
Listen, Leah, they have to listen. If they watch, nothing will happen.
Listen
Sorry,
to the episode.
listen. Listen.
Oh, I'm in a mood.
Shush. Keep going, Leah.
She's so saucy today. Thank you, Veda.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this week, because we haven't really done this yet, I decided to make us watch the romance anime. It's more of a romance slice of life kind of week. Do we want to start with the good anime or the bad anime this week, guys?
You're the boss. What do you want to do?
Let's start with the good one.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. So, Liam and Veda watched Say I Love You.
Yeah.
So let me
So kawaii.
give you a little synopsis here. So, Tachibana Mei was once a regular girl who enjoyed hanging out with her friends, but after a traumatic incident where all of her so-called friends suddenly turned their backs on her, her idea of friendship changed forever. In order to stop herself from going through the same awful experience, she decides to stay away from people as much as possible, which works relatively well in her current high school life, but basically until she meets Yamato Kurosawa, one of the most popular boys in her school, shakes her stable foundation of an introvert and makes her question whether or not her choices were indeed the right ones.
Is he a filmmaker?
No.
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 I'm already let down.
He's just a fuckboy.
Yeah,
Oh.
basically. Leah, have you seen this anime?
I have.
Okay.
Or did I read the manga? Or
I
both?
couldn't remember.
I don't know. I've one of the two.
I couldn't stop the main boy character. He looks like the guy who's like the head of Nudist Beach in Kill la Kill, and I was just thinking about that the whole time. Just the way his hair is. I just kept expecting him to like swoop his hair back and like take his clothes off slowly.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
That was the best part for me. What about you, Veda?
Just waiting. I don't know. I kind of found it a little bit boring. I'll just say that for now.
Well, I guess, as some of the viewers can probably guess, this is like far from the kind of anime I usually watch.
Say what?
I had no idea.
Say I love you.
Not that I don't
I
like.
love you.
Not that I don't like a little bit of romance. I don't mind it. I just prefer there to be, sci-fi and fantasy themes along with the romance.
I agree.
This wasn't bad. For the good anime, it wasn't bad. So good job, Leah. Although
On finding a romance anime you didn't hate. I'll take that. I'll take it.
No, I was kind of going into it with low expectations because it's not really my genre, but I can appreciate it. Although I did find that we all know lots of animes have people with very large eyes, but I felt like their eyes, the way they were drawn in this one, were just creepy for some reason.
They
I
were
can't
very
quite put
shoujo. Sorry.
I think they're just rounder or bigger than what I'm used to.
That's fair.
It's just weird.
They weren't
art
as
style.
creepy as Kyubei's eyes in Madoka, though.
Oh no.
Oh, Cube.
Cube gets creepier the longer you watch Madoka, though.
I finished the whole thing. I know how creepy he gets.
So,
yes?
I was just going to say because again, I have seen this or read this, I don't remember when, but kind of But in the first 3 episodes, where do you get to? What
Like,
happens?
where does it end?
Yeah, or like what kind of happens?
Well,
They kiss a bunch.
First episode. Okay, the first episode was definitely my favorite, mostly just because of the part, because like the girl is kind of, she's lonely and kind of introvert, and the guy kind of just like forces her to take his number. He's just like, oh, just take this piece of paper. It's got my phone number on it. Call me anytime. And she's just like, oh, whatever.
That was
But
a
then
cute
she like
scene.
ends up getting stalked on her way home. So she
This
runs
is that anime.
into she runs into a convenience store, and the guy's just waiting outside. So then she calls the boy. She's like, this guy's following me. So then they like walk out of the convenience store like to be a couple, but then he kisses her right in front of the stalker, which is all fine and dandy. It's like, okay, no, that'll definitely scare him away. But then there's like the shot of like the guy. You could see the guy's face kissing her from over her shoulder. It's like from the stalker's perspective, and then he just like stares right at the stalker as he's kissing her.
Yeah, it gives
I
her
thought that was
the
hilarious.
fuck off glare.
He
Yeah.
like glares
He
at her.
just like stares him down, and then the stalker says, "Oh, he's like, what? She's your girlfriend?" And then he leaves. And I thought that scene was really, really, really unrealistic, but it was funny.
Oh, I thought it
And
was
it's
really
just-
creepy.
I think that's the reason I
Yeah,
picked
well,
this
that's-
one in particular, because I remembered that scene and thought it was like, I don't know, great.
Oh,
It's pretty funny. It reminded me of like, there's Kasim G on YouTube.
No.
He
I
like
think I
he's just
do.
kind of this comedian, and he does like a video at a few comic conventions every year, and he's like good friends with Jessica Nigiri. And I just remember this one time he was talking with her, and and her boyfriend was there, and Kasim just started like hugging her and barking at her boyfriend really loudly to like scare him off.
oh my
She's
god.
like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr." And for some
Of
reason,
course.
that scene with the stalker just made me think of that.
I could see that.
Oh.
I was
But
like,
like,
that was a very lame tangent. I'll stop now.
no, it wasn't lame.
It was fine, Liam.
It
It
was
was relevant.
Everything's fine.
SMG to say I love you.
Only you, Liam. It's good.
But like, I was kind of bothered by that scene a little bit. Maybe I took this anime too
What?
seriously.
I was totally bothered by the whole stalker thing and the whole scene.
Oh, but it wasn't even just the stalker too. It was like it was the fact that there was that stalker, and they just kind of like threw him in there to create some conflict. And then B, it was like, so she calls him because he's the only person that isn't her workplace or her parents, and then he shows up and he's just like, okay, I'll save you. But then and so you're like, okay, cool. And then they get out there and the stalker just walks up to them and he's like, who are you? And it's like, hey, first of all, why? Why is the stalker doing that?
That's
I don't
poor
know.
stalking skills. That's what
I
that
know.
is. Yeah.
But then second of all, instead of like just being like, I am her boyfriend, fuck off, he just like reaches over and kisses her. Like just no
Well, of
nothing.
Right in front.
course, it's like supposed to be like a
But
whole
that's
like
so
girly
creepy.
romance. Like
He just like
Sweet
grabs
girl.
her and he's like, I'm gonna kiss you now. And then she's like, oh my god,
Wait,
that was my first
See,
kiss.
He
I was
doesn't
like,
say that though. Veda, you're forgetting the important part. Right before he kisses her, he like whispers, "I love you," and that was the weirdest
he
part.
does. I don't even know.
yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, really softly. He's like, "I love you," like,
That
and
is so
they
much-
don't even
Like-
they don't even like imply whether the stalker hears it or not. It's like, so is it just for her? So he's just like
That's so much
fucking
more
with her.
creepy
That's
than just
totally
the
not
stalker.
creepy at all.
See, I think this is how you know that I'm someone who watches romance anime, because that never bothered me, that scene. I was all like, ooh.
Well,
But I
there
think-
was, like,
I think the
That
reason why
bothered
I
me.
liked this one off the bat was because, you know how like in a lot of anime when there's romance involved, it's literally they will not kiss until like the end of the series.
Well, that's the point, is to watch up to like where they
Like-
actually make that connection.
But then
I was
half the time
surprised
they
this-
don't even make that
Kiss.
connection.
Yeah.
what did you say, Liam?
I was surprised that they kissed in the first episode.
Oh, so was I. But then I was also creeped out because it was weird. But then
I was like, I wasn't as creeped out by the guy in the first episode as I was in the second
Second
episode,
episode.
where like because they kind of like have people sowing rumors to the girl and saying like, oh, he's kissed every girl in school,
yeah, that was
so he doesn't really like
weird.
you. And then, which, like, you know, it's like, and then the guy's like, whatever, they're just selling rumors about me. And then there's like a kind of weird alley scene where she's just like, just tell me
Okay.
like, whether you like me or not. And then kind of like
scene,
forcefully
though.
kisses her.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was like the one
But
I had a
she's
big,
like-
well, that was the one I had a moderate problem with. The rest of the anime was pretty alright.
Yeah.
But that was the one scene I was like, maybe they crossed a line here.
That was like the one thing where I was like, I don't know if I can do this, because just his character seems like he does that all the time, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can deal with it. So it's I don't like that alley scene.
We found the boy that Veda doesn't dream of.
This is so interesting to me because I had completely
Vada's
different feelings
making
watching
triggered
this anime.
noises.
let me just go off for a minute. So she basically stalks him now to this like karaoke bar, and then he comes out by himself and he's like, Tiki, you're like being a stalker, for which I'm like, too soon. She was being stalked yesterday. And then he's all like, oh, I wrote this down because I was so mad at it. He says something really stupid. She's like, she gets all flustered because he caught her, right? And then they're like kind of laughing, and then she's like, I wasn't doing anything. I'm just gonna go home now. So she tries to leave, and he looks at her and he's like, you look so eager. And then he grabs her and kisses her. It was like, that's creepy.
Sorry, he grabs her and kisses her?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, and then
I need
she's
to go
like,
back and
no.
watch this with like new eyes or something. I've just like never found any of it creepy, but
I'm sorry. But
no,
then
it's interesting. To hear.
I'm loving
Because you're a
Veda.
stalker.
Don't do that.
No,
And she
I'm
tries
just like,
to
oh
push
sure,
him-
be forceful.
She tries to push him away, and he just kisses her again. And then she gets all mad, and she's like, why are you doing this? I don't like being kissed without meaning. So then he, like, makes up a bunch of meanings and then keeps kissing her. So every time he's like, I'm kissing you because I love you now. And then he kisses her, and it's like, I'm kissing you because you're cute. And then he kisses her, and it's just like, this is really creepy. I don't know.
I
And
love
then-
angry
Or
Veda.
adorable Veda.
No, I'm with Veda. That's gross.
She's like, why would you do that? He's like, because I felt like it. It's just the fact that he's like, I'm just gonna do this shit because I want to. It just
He's
feels
because he's
so,
a fuckboy.
it's so like entitled and annoying, and just he didn't even ask her. He just kind of grabbed her and was like, "We're gonna make out now." I didn't like it.
Do you wonder?
Yeah.
This is maybe getting too like philosophical about things, but do you wonder if maybe it's because the Japanese culture is always seen so muted that maybe to Japanese women this is kind of like a
Are you
not a
sug-
fantasy, but like
Are you
know.
suggesting this is like 50 Shades of Grey, where once all the closeted like housewives found out about this shitty bondage, they were like, "That's what I really want."
I don't know, maybe like do you get what I'm trying to say though?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
no, I
like
see
the
what you're
show's
saying.
set in high school, though. Also, that probably my main point about the show, since Veda had her rant, I'll do another
Sorry.
rant, I guess. Just, you know how in junior high and high school, just like anything that has to do with like your love life or your first relationships is just like horrible and shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And this show just like reminds you of that while at the same time like misrepresenting it.
Is this what you
Yeah,
said
it's
about
just
School
like-
Days? I feel like this is a direct quote about School Days.
It's
This is
exactly
why
what
Liam
I
can't
said
watch
about
any
School
kind
Days.
of romance anime. Kiss up
It's
Party,
just
take
that,
back
like-
School Days.
It just makes me think about the horrible. Not that saying like all the relationship moments I had in high school were horrible, but when I look back at them, I'm like, man, I was
Like awkward.
a fucking idiot. and then
Do you wonder?
and then this
do you wonder?
basically the main love interest is just like a huge douche,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, it's just like unrealistic to a certain extent.
Do
It
you,
is.
But
you-
I guess what romance show is super realistic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you wonder if it's because it's showcasing a type of romance that you have like zero interest in partaking in, like
Mhm.
that makes it awkward? Is that the issue, perhaps? Tell me about your feelings.
Me or
Anybody.
I I had a good point. I kind of lost it though. Let me think for a second. Someone else talk.
For me, this is also interesting to hear because, again, I have watched the anime.
Yeah.
And where it goes, he's actually not that big of a douche. It gets into a lot of how high school is gossipy.
It looked like he was, like, he kind of had, like, a bit of a bad
He's chauvinistic, don't get me wrong. But, like
there's layers
there. There is. And then they get into things with his ex-girlfriend, who's, like, a model as well. And I don't remember, it's been so long, but I remember it actually gets, like, pretty interesting, and I actually liked it because a lot of the stuff was almost like things that happened in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and it is
bullying,
like, you could only watch the first
and
3 episodes, too, so it's like, how deep can you really get with it, especially with character development?
There's lots of
towards
smooching.
The 3rd episode, they were starting to get into, like, his backstory a bit more, and I'm, like, a little interested to hear more about the protagonist backstory a bit more.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say earlier is that just
I remember now. Sorry, shit does get interesting. I remember what it is now. Sorry.
Does somebody marry their cousin?
No, it has to do with like who he lost his virginity to and stuff like that. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Sorry.
Gotta love those hard stories.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel bad for like the protagonist because you know she's the loner and shut in, and all the popular people are just gonna like take advantage of her and stuff. And
I feel kind of like this anime is a bit heavy on the bullies though. like there's like the protagonist and their little group, and like everybody else is a horrible person. And I mean, I know humans are terrible people, but
that's super
the
high
entire
school,
high school is evil.
Yeah, and that's gonna say I found that this show was super high school.
Yeah, like that to me that was
is.
high school. Like everybody else, besides like the 4 people I hung out with, everybody else was against me. And like in retrospect, like people didn't even fucking care. But when you're in high school, you don't know that, right?
No, that's fair. I guess it depends on your high school experience too.
Do you think maybe, and like, again, I've seen this, but like they were just trying to grab you with that first episode or 2 with the whole abruptness of him like getting her so that they could just like get on to the rest of it?
Well, I know because I'm bad and I read comments. So I was reading comments on the episode and people were like,
why?
"Oh, I don't know. I have a sick obsession with the reading comments."
I read comments too. I get it.
I like pain.
Raise your hand if you read comments.
But
most of the people seemed like really cool with it because they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so different from like most romance animes, and it's kind of refreshing." I guess
I was on that ship. That's why I didn't find it creepy. I was kind of like, oh.
And that's like I totally see where you're coming from with it. Just for me looking at it, because I don't know, romance isn't my usual genre either, and I'm just like, so I was kind of looking at an outsider's perspective, I guess.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, this is a little creepy.
See, I kind of have to.
I didn't mind the pacing of the show compared to like School Days, and just the quality of production was pretty good. Like it's definitely, the show has a little bit of integrity to it. It's just romance shows in general, or just like romance as portrayed in media, is just so much different than what it actually is in the real world. And just gives so many people, especially impressionable teenagers, the wrong idea of what love and what relationships are. And I just look at the protagonist and then look at her main love interest, and I'm like, don't do it, girl. I know what those boys are like. Just don't do it.
Just want to help her.
Oh, good guy, Liam.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I agree.
I tried to be as eloquent as possible there. Or hopefully I sound smart, but probably don't.
Oh,
I thought it sounded lovely, Liam.
Me too.
Hopefully it sounded like a smart asshole.
You kind of wrapped up my feelings
A+.
about the romance that we watched, so.
Ugh, yeah.
So, Veda, are you going to watch any more?
I don't think I will watch more personally, just because I couldn't really get invested in the story, and like there were some scenes that I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, or I'd laugh at stuff, but I didn't really care about the characters that much. I mean, I kind of felt for the main character, like the protagonist, but I hated the boy. I'm sorry.
Do you guys think for people who watch this genre that it's worth it? to give it a try?
If that's what you're into, it's definitely like there's definitely lots of worse shows you could watch.
Definitely. It's not a bad show. Like, I wouldn't put it on, like, a bad list or anything. It's just not for me. And I think if you're into romance, it'd be more your thing. And you'd probably be like, oh, this is different from the other romance shows I've watched because there's some different story elements. Yeah.
Oh, did you watch the sub or the dub?
I watched the sub.
Oh god, there's a dub.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, I watched the dub of it because I wanted to paint while I was watching it and
How was
do
it?
other things. Because God help me if I devote all my attention at once to watching a romance anime. No, that's not.
He's strong.
Not to disrespect you, Leah.
Oh god, it's totally fine.
Just got too many hobbies going at once. What was I gonna say about this again? Yeah, I'm not gonna watch any more of it. But with that being said, I don't feel like it was a big waste of time watching it, so that's good. It wasn't. I don't know. It gives me some much needed experience in the romance anime or shoujo field, as you call it.
That's why I did this.
Yeah.
Gotta be fair.
That's
all.
fair.
It's you being a special snowflake.
Special
Yes.
stuff like. I was gonna ask Liam because you watched the dub. I watched the sub. In the alleyway scene after they kiss, she like stops for a second and she said something like, "Oh, it tasted like fried chicken."
Yeah,
Did
she's
that happen?
she's
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next episode is
for
called
some reason,
something
the kiss
like
of
the taste.
she's like, for some reason, the kiss of true love tastes like fried chicken.
I
brought up the question about the sub and the dub too, because like at the end of every episode, there's that weird like chibi animation where she's like she's almost animated like a Nintendo Mii, and then her cat is there too, and the cat always has this really bad line. Just like, I hope you don't try and kiss me now, meow. And the voice actor for him just delivers the line in such a bizarre way.
You know, if it's one thing that kills me with anime is some of the endings you get. Because they'll be, like, completely unrelated or completely ridiculous in comparison to, like, the show you're watching.
Yeah.
It's like, when all the creators just go, let's just do whatever the fuck we want. And put it in the ending.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I wasn't super surprised about it until the cat spoke. Not because it was a cat talking, just because the way he delivered the cat's line was really weird.
God.
I love weird lines.
Did that happen in the sub?
I didn't actually watch all the way to the end of every episode, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Veda.
I'm sorry. As soon as it hits the outro, I'm just like, I'm done with this.
Oh, that's
I'm
fine.
going
No,
to the
yeah,
next
no, that I
one.
don't really watch either. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Fuck.
I don't know.
No.
We were talking about weird cat.
It's fine. I don't remember what it is.
Right.
No,
Well, let's talk about the bad one.
Well, that was the good anime.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I don't know what I was gonna say. God damn it. Ugh. Okay. I'll remember halfway through our bad anime discussion, and then we'll be totally out of left field.
You'll just be distracted the whole time until you think.
I know.
It.
Even right now, I'm just like, oh god, what was I gonna say?
I know that feeling.
Alright,
Okay.
what was the bad anime?
Alright. So, Becca and I got to watch Glasslip.
Ugh.
I know.
Wait, what? What's it called?
Glasslip.
Glasslip.
Like glass lip, like where you keep your mustache. Except
I have one of those.
nobody has glass lips. None of them.
No.
None of them.
Oh no.
So, the daughter of a glass artisan family, Fukami Toko, spends relaxed days at a cafe called Kazemichi at a friend's house. On the summer vacation of their third year in high school... Oh, this is the one that had the really fucked up synopsis that was spelled terribly. Damn you, my anime list.
Oh, great.
Okay. Whatever, she spends time with her friends at a cafe. And one day in front of them appeared a transfer student boy who told Toko he can hear the voices of the future and somehow knew in advance what their future would look like and what they would wish for. While feeling never before felt tremors in herself, Toko realizes that she has started getting a feeling in her heart which she can't leave alone.
Puberty, it hits at the worst times.
Smack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should just end the episode there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
The end.
Becca, do you want to start with the joyous review of this anime?
You know, I'm making it sound like this is horrible, but
It wasn't. It was just
no, it was just really boring.
and kind of like a weird the little other side genre they put in there is really weird.
Yeah.
So, like,
so I feel like here's my initial and like final thoughts on it. To be honest, is I feel like it was just kind of boring, but it felt like it was picking up as the episodes went. That being said, I feel like I can like the ending of this is telegraphed from a mile away. Like I kind of already feel like I know how it's going to end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the second genre that they match
So
it with?
it's basically when it starts off, it's like all these friends at like a festival and fireworks are going on, and honestly, the whole first episode just makes me want to like go and watch fireworks and drink a beer.
The
like,
first
it's
episode,
like summertime everywhere.
So boring
nice.
though. It's like
No, I know. Like initially, the tone is nice. You're like, okay, and then you're like, ugh, like slice of life at its most boring.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
that
I
was
don't care
exactly
how pretty it is, but
yeah.
no, the side genre is so whatever. There's all these friends. You can tell there's all these little romances that are, you know, people having crushes on people and like triangles and whatever.
Yeah, they're
But
all
then
like,
the random. Sorry.
I was gonna say they're all like 15 years old ish. 15, 16.
Well, they're in their third year of high school, so yeah, they're probably like
Yeah.
16ish.
Yeah.
But then when the random transfer student comes, it's like really unclear because you see him like looking at the main girl character, and it's like he already knows her.
Yeah,
Which
it's like
later they
fucking-
finally.
It's like
yeah.
Edward Cullen eyeing up whatever the
Yeah.
hell her
Oh,
name
God.
is.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
Oh.
yeah, that's so true, Becca. That's great. depiction.
that's exactly what it was
That's
like.
exactly what it is. Anyway, and they end up meeting, and he's basically saying that like she has like powers to like see the future and
To
stuff
make his
like that.
dick get
and, like,
up
Wait,
He
so
has them too.
how does he know that she has them?
because he's
I don't
Edward
know.
Cullen and she's the other one.
She's Bella.
Yeah.
Oh,
is that-
oh, God.
Yeah, it's just like
Sounds
I know
like
you have-
shitty Steins Gate.
I know you have powers too. I have powers. Let's be friends. And by let's be friends, I mean let's put our genitals together and do dirty things.
Let's pork.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's pork.
Only not, because he literally kind of just floats in and out of the 3
Yeah.
episodes,
Yeah.
just to be all like, I'm mysterious.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Then buggers off.
They very slowly introduce the whole power that the chick has, which is like the least great superhero power ever. Like I'd rather be able to grow my fingernails. And it's the power to see the future of your romantic inclinations.
Mm-hmm.
And that just sounds so boring to me.
Yeah, like this was like I said, I've watched romance anime before, and like I don't know, I was just like, you can see like they make it so obvious in the first 3 episodes, like who likes who, and the unrequited love story that's going to be there, and then they have the one girl who's kind of sickly, and then like this, that, and the other, and it's like Becca said, you're just like, well, I can see where this is pretty much going.
The sickly girl is probably going to be a lesbian. I see that happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Because-
She's fine in love with the main character girl.
Of course she is, because she's all like, I don't like this new guy either, when, like, the other... I don't know anybody's names.
Is
like,
that what she sounds like?
well, that's what she should sound like. She doesn't say much. But...
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember anybody's name, so it's like, the black-haired guy hates the other black-haired guy, so it's gonna be really convoluted and stupid to say it, but, like, her and the dude that are invested in the main chick, like, immediately both don't like new transfer student, because new transfer student obviously is, like, eyeing her up like she's a meal.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Romantic
Classy.
conquest.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's making it look like sound a little too aggressive. It's more like he's drawn to her and she's kind of the only person he actually talks to. And then they're confused why half of her friend group are like really defensive when he shows up, and it's because he only talks to the one girl. Like, of course her friends group is gonna be like, what the hell's up with that, buddy? We're all right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you like slice of life, then maybe this is kind of your way to go.
Well, and it kind of like towards
Like,
the second and third episode felt a little more like soap opera-y, which
Yeah.
and like teen soap opera-y, like Gossip Girl almost, where you kind of just want to watch it for like the interactions between all the people. It just
Mhm.
I'm just like, I'd rather go watch something else than this specific anime for that particular fix.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty.
Yeah, it does look. It looks really nice. It's very
It's pretty.
I was really glad I could find a high definition stream of it online because the first one I found, I was like, I'm pretty sure this show looks better than this stream is making it out to be. Yeah, and like it has a couple different plot lines, like where the students all go or the kids all go hiking rather than like to the beach. Like I thought that was interesting, and it feels like they're kind of
Sounds refreshing.
So they like
yeah.
It is
they
nice
switched
too
up
that
the
it doesn't.
Chilton Beach.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
nice too that it doesn't start off in a school. Like
Yeah.
that I did like though.
Yeah.
They're like already on summer vacation. I'm like, that's like refreshing that it's not like the typical like
Your second
starts off in school and then they have their
Yeah.
little mini summer vacation beach episode and they're back in school.
Yeah. And I really liked the glass blowing chunks where it's showing her glowing
Yeah.
the glass because I really love watching just like how things are made videos to begin with. So like glass blowing is really cool, and that was neat, and it gave her kind of a different aspect than she's just there to be the romantic interest. I thought it was really funny when the one guy was like, "Our group doesn't date yet," like
Yeah.
stated it for the
There's
entire
no
group of
dating
people.
within the group.
Yeah, and like
Even though they're all in love with each other.
and the entire group isn't even there when he says it. Like, he says it's between, like, him and the other guy. There's no dating in our group. So, and then the other girl's like, oh, there's dating in our group. And then everybody, like, starts going after the people that they're interested in. And it's just like, this is not going to end well for any of this. And
No.
they keep setting it up, like Liam said, where, like, they always portray romance to be what it never is in real life. That's what it felt like, where they're setting up, like, this really weird, it's not even a love triangle, it's like a love pentagram.
Yeah,
God.
seriously, it's
And-
not even a
Feels
triangle.
Yeah,
It's like
like,
a giant gangbang. It's just like, what?
yeah, and that's, like, the whole issue where, like, romance is never portrayed that way, and I would really like anybody who's been part of a love pentagram to write in and tell me I'm wrong when I say I don't
wish
think they
I've
exist.
been part of a love pentagram.
I feel like
I'd give anything to be part of a love pentagram. Hail Satan.
It's- but like that's legitimately it, and it's just I don't know, like.
Well, I
it's-
think the the reason romance is portrayed like that way, maybe it's because nobody wants to watch a real romance because
It's
they're
so
all
boring.
just so
I was gonna say that. Well, and I feel like because a lot of people, like, hell, I'll even say this myself included, like, you watch anime or romance anime more for, like, an escape, not because you actually want to watch something realistic. I'd go watch the OC, or,
Yeah.
not that that's realistic either, but whatever, not, like, as fluffy of a romance.
Well, and like when I'm
Yeah.
watching romance, I would rather watch the more aggressive ones where people aren't playing coy. Like playing coy drives me so crazy because I'm like, if you just told the person your fucking feelings, you wouldn't be in this horrible situation of like guilt
See,
and
that's
anxiety.
what I liked about Say I Love You, was
Yeah,
they actually just get to the point.
And that's where like I feel like I would probably
Maybe
like.
in a creepy way, you know? But,
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But that sounds more appealing to me than like the stupid like we're gonna spend the next 20 episodes giving each other coy glances and like winks and hoping it all works out when they could just all just like put their feelings out and be realistic about it.
Especially
I mean-
when that's like all the anime's about. Like
Yeah.
it's like one day I'll do an episode where we watch like a romance fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Because then at least that way you're totally invested in everything else and you don't mind the fact that the romance is like an ongoing thing in
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Because you are looking forward
yeah,
to
like
those
Sword Art
parts.
Online.
There's other stuff to
No.
focus at.
Not Sword Art Online.
Just kidding.
Like Yona of the Dawn.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm gonna make you guys watch that.
seen that one.
Serious? Or Inuyasha? That has romance and is fantasy.
Yeah.
And I was into that, so
Me too.
No, but yeah, honestly, like that, because in the little bits you do get, you enjoy it, but that's
Shomaru.
not the whole thing.
Sashomaru,
Yona's really good though.
Oh, I know.
Sashomaru and Naruto are
Oh.
totally gonna bang. Not Naruto.
What?
Rock. They'll probably bang too.
I
Did
wish
you
that
hear?
would
They're,
happen.
did you hear they're doing?
Written.
Oh my god,
Oh,
that,
you guys,
that was a
That's
horrible drop of quality.
things I can't say.
Let's
No.
Skype catch up for a second.
What was?
I was
I
gonna
heard
say
something about a griffin. What's going on?
I don't know. Everything got all sparkly for a minute with the data feed.
Oh dear.
Side note: has everyone heard that they're making a Naruto musical, live action
Oh
musical?
yeah, I saw that.
I'm
Did you post it?
Yes, I'm so excited. It looks great.
Oh my
They made a Sailor Moon musical.
God, that makes sense.
I think I've watched parts of that on YouTube.
I tried to watch. There was a Bleach one too, though. So I tried
It's
to
all the
watch
same group
parts
does
of
these.
that.
We should watch live action musicals based on animes.
I would totally be down for that.
I'll do it for money.
This is the
More about that later.
I've never heard of it.
There's lots of anime musicals. I know there's one
Come on,
for
let's-
Black Butler.
I've never watched
Let's
Back.
get Inuyasha on ice.
Oh,
Yes!
I would love that.
That would be great.
And then when he
That'd
uses
be
his
great.
sword, it could smash the ice, and then we could all have drinks.
Uh,
I'm
yeah.
envisioning it right now. That's why I'm silent.
Anything else? Just say.
Oh, we got a little side.
That was a
there.
big sidebar. Honestly, not really. It was, yeah, like there's better things I could
Yeah.
watch.
Um,
It's definitely not anywhere near the better romance animes I've seen, or even slice of life.
See, I think like it wasn't even necessarily bad. It's just
It
really
wasn't
not.
bad. It's just like,
It's
eh.
yeah, it's just not for my taste, and I can definitely. I almost want to watch like another episode or two just to see if the drama keeps ramping up, because if it's just like it takes 5 or 6 episodes for shit to really hit the fan, and then everybody's fighting and like people are being angry at one
There's
another.
only 13 episodes.
So like it might get more interesting towards it, and that whole like seeing the future part, I think that's really interesting and will become a bigger part of the story as everything else gets settled out. So I'm a little bit hooked by that idea, but
But then you look
Oh.
at like all the reviews for
Yeah.
Glasslip, and it's usually about like what we're just saying, or like how things start good and then they kind of like fizzle.
yeah. And I feel like this is one that it has to get better as it goes, because the beginning is so like lackluster. Like the whole
Mhm.
first episode, I was like, "Fuck my life! I still have to watch another 40 minutes of this." It's
Yep.
just so boring, and I don't know. There might be people out there that like this kind of thing, though. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Like, give it a try. Like I said, if you like slice of life and
Yeah.
romance, then you might really like it. But
Mm.
it's like I was saying. I said in the last episode, which was ironic because then I like assigned the animes where I said I don't really watch slice of life,
Hmm.
but I'll watch slice of life romance if the romance is good enough.
Yeah. Because you're
So-
there for the romance, not for the slice of life.
And then, man, like kudos to anyone who made it through Clannad. I give myself props.
Through what?
Because that's Clannad is okay. I almost made you guys watch it, but honestly, so there's Clannad and there's Clannad After Story. Clannad is just fucking boring. It's like so slow, slice of life. You want to shoot yourself,
Hmm.
but then you get to After Story, and like I literally cried at the end of that anime.
Aw.
But it's hard to get through. But the
Yeah.
ending is so worth it.
See, I feel like I would hate that.
Okay, I look back on it, I'm like, if I didn't know how it ended, I think I'd literally shoot myself in the head watching that anime again.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But it's so
Terrible.
slice of life. But if that's your thing, then like,
Go for it.
go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Wait, I had a thought.
Hmm.
Side note.
Is
Did
it-
anybody else like totally watch an anime that was a musical?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Is that a thing?
No, but it needs to be.
It does need to be.
Haven't we
Depends.
discussed this
Depends. I'm
before?
not huge on musicals.
Neither
I'm
am
not huge
I.
on musicals, but that's something I'd be into. Maybe.
I
I like
I'm
musical numbers.
huge on musicals. I love musicals.
Isn't that kind of the, what are they called? Where they're looking at all the, like, the little girls that are in dance groups and stuff like that. Shit, fuck, what's the word?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Idol,
Dance moms?
no, like, idol animes. Don't
Idols.
they have those?
Oh, you mean like Love Live kind of thing?
Yeah, so
it is a bit, but like instead of being like an
what's that?
idol anime, if you had it more like musical styled, where it's like the musical numbers are kind of a narrative. Sort of.
Yeah, I would watch that.
Yeah.
Except
I would
only
watch
know
the shit out of
animes
that.
Are like about music.
Yeah, like the idol ones, or like K-On! Or
like-
something.
Yeah.
I would definitely need, like, a decent translation, though, because musicals are only fun if you can sing along with them, and butchering a language while trying to sing just sounds, like, triply offensive to me.
I'd still watch the shit out of that though.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I had that thought after talking about musicals.
Okay. Sidebar back to the other sidebar about Clannad though. So Clannad After Story gets a 9.9 and is in the top 10 on my anime list.
Really?
That's
But
how
not the first
fabulous
one?
the ending is. No, not the
Damn.
first one.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people seem to like it. I've heard the
How
name
many
before.
episodes do you have to get through?
After Story is 24. The first season, honestly, I would just read about the first season.
So much work.
So the first season got an 8.35 and it's also 23 episodes. It's almost a 50 episode anime.
That's so much work for, like, just a good ending.
Or you could watch Code Geass.
Yeah, there you go.
Or you
there
could
you
rewatch Madoka Magica. Or you could watch...
Madoka's even shorter.
You could
Twice.
rewatch Death Parade twice.
Yes.
You could watch...
You watched Death Parade like 4 times.
You could rewatch Steins Gate, like, twice. There's so
All
many better
perfect
things...
suggestions.
Yeah, better things you could do with your life. And then just watch, like, the last 3... Like, Wikipedia, how the story goes, and just watch the last 3 episodes.
No, it wouldn't work that way. Like, you have to watch.
You could
like,
listen to like every episode of this podcast over again.
Mm-hmm.
do it. Alright, guys. Shall we wrap it up for this week and pick for next week?
Yeah. Did we do our final
Yeah.
thoughts, Leah?
Are you gonna?
Oh,
Are you
my
guys
final
gonna
thought.
keep
Yeah, I think we
watching?
did. No.
No. Maybe one more episode,
Persuasive.
but I feel like there's something else I'd rather watch, so no.
Yeah, I'm content
Yep.
with seeing what I've seen.
I'll just go rewatch the second season of You're the Worst if I want my romance kick. It's not an anime, but that's what I would watch. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Alright.
Heresy.
Becca, the
Yes?
marbles, if you will.
Yes. So I lost last week, which means I'm picking for this week, which is so exciting. So I feel like I haven't done it forever. Do we want to know what we're watching first, or marbles
No. You
first?
pick
No,
marbles,
marbles.
and then you
Okay.
tell.
Are Leah? Okay, so we had a discussion earlier
pick
today
First.
about how Liam hasn't picked in a really long
I
time.
was going to say, Liam, you haven't picked.
So
for,
we're
like,
gonna
9
mulligan
episodes.
this, right? Wink. Okay. Liam, pick first.
Let's just. Okay, I'll pick first.
Okay, I'm shaking the marbles for Liam's pick. Liam got a white marble. Sorry,
You were
buddy.
So I got,
Supposed to
got
rig
the red
it.
marble.
Hey,
So I got the red marble.
well, I guess if you really feel like it's red.
Well, I haven't picked since like the Code Geass one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well we can
Liam's
just
gonna cry.
fine. Liam can pick. That's fine. We're all convinced. The marbles have been swayed.
Oh, damn! Now I have to think of something.
Yeah, suck it.
Oh.
You know what? I wanted to go 2 weeks in a row because I have an excellent next week planned. But no, it's all yours, Liam. Take
Is that
it.
my plan, Becca?
Shut up, Rita. You'll give away. So say it also involves love. So who do you want to watch the shitty anime with you, Liam?
You can take down.
Last time I picked, it was like Leah and Veda, but that was more because of who watched shit
Mm-hmm.
Right,
and who
yeah.
hadn't. What have I watched recently that was really bad? Who made me watch Milk Chan? Was that Veda?
Veda.
That was
Hey,
Veda.
Veda, I'm dragging you down.
Oh, damn it.
Good.
Veda, you could be part of the cool kids club.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be cool.
So the cool
Right.
kids, aka the losers, you are
Cooler than you.
going to watch Those Who Hunt Elves.
I've heard of this
I
one.
have never heard of
Okay,
that.
I've
so
heard of this.
I guess I
The
should.
theme this week?
I was gonna say I should take a step back. So my theme is fantasy and like kind of Dungeons and Dragons inspired ish.
Okay.
Kind of. They're both fantasy world type animes. So
I know what you're gonna make us watch, Becca, and I'm excited. Okay, continue.
good. All right. So Those Who Hunt Elves is about an actor, a martial artist, and a gun crazy high school student and their tank are transported from Earth into a world of elves and magic.
Why is there a tank?
Because there's always a tank. However, the spell to return them home was botched, resulting in fragments of the spell being magically imprinted on elves' skin. Their solution? Run around looking for elves and stripping them wherever they find them.
Oh no.
So, to be completely
Is
transparent...
this a game?
No, I don't believe so. It
Oh.
is an anime from 1997.
It's a nice.
Yeah, so it's a 90s anime, so enjoy that aspect of it. And also, just for transparency, I have watched at least the first 3 episodes of this, like, way back a long time ago. I want to say about 9 years ago. So, maybe you can jog my memory and we can all have a chitty chat about it. But
Cool.
that's what the losers are watching this week.
Whatever.
Okay, Becca, say ours. I think I know.
So,
I'm a little excited for it.
Sounds interesting.
you should
at
be.
least.
I didn't pick it because it wasn't necessarily bad when I watched it. It's a 90s anime. So Leah and I will be watching Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Wonderful World is
Okay,
the
never mind.
English
I
name.
thought you were gonna make us watch How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon or
No.
something.
That's what I thought you were gonna
Yeah,
say too.
I was like,
I thought about that one, except Konosuba is a 2015 winter release, or like fall release, so it's fairly relevant. It's fairly, recent. That's the word I'm looking for. 420 Blaze It. And I've heard, like, everybody on Reddit has been completely, like, ecstatic over this anime since they mentioned that they're releasing a second season. So, Konosuba is about Kazuma Sato, a high school student, gamer, and shut-in, died an average death walking home from a video game store, performing... Oh my god, this is the worst written description ever.
Right? You get halfway through them and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah. I'm like, I can read better than this. So, this high school student, performs a heroic act one day after, like, a completely average day. He reawakens in the afterlife, greeted by a beautiful but rude girl named Aqua, who claims to be a goddess that guides the youth whose lives were cut short. Aqua then offers him a choice, to go to heaven or to get sent to another world to defeat the Demon King. Of course, Kazuma's gamer instincts kick in, and he chooses to start a new life in the real-life RPG. There's one last choice Kazuma has to make. He is allowed the choice of one thing to take with him to the new world. After puzzling over it, he chooses Aqua. Join him on his adventures. Blah, 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 blah. So,
Sounds fun.
that...
Sounds great. I'm excited.
Yeah. And I think it'll be really good. I don't know. The animation style looks so nice. So,
I'm
I'm
excited. I'm glad I get to watch this.
me too. I think it'll be
Cool.
a good week. And we'll take a swing away from the romance aspect.
Yes.
Killing
well,
things.
y'all have to go through it at least
Yeah,
once.
could only handle 1 week.
Yeah.
Don't
We'll get
say
there
that,
again,
Liam.
don't worry.
I'll bring it back.
Back to explosions.
I think
bring it
Becca
back
has
later.
some plans too.
Well, yeah, next week my theme's gonna be like manly wrestling animes, and we'll watch Ultimate Muscle again.
Oh god, no.
We'll watch Ultimate Muscle, and then the good anime will be like the last 3 episodes of Ultimate Muscle.
Oh, please don't do that to me again.
Perfect.
I can't do it.
That's hilarious.
Alright.
Look, it's got buff dudes and fart jokes. So what else do you need?
I need a dick to enjoy that kind of anime. That's what I need.
There's got to
Oh,
at least
God.
be a bit of
That
payoff.
sounded really bad.
I meant that I need to be a male, but take it as you will.
Okay. It sounded
maybe-
like you're just like, man, I need a dick so bad.
Maybe I
Ain't
put it
nothing-
more entertaining than the anime.
Nothing wrong with wanting a little dick, I guess.
Everyone
Good
needs
week,
a little dick in their
everyone.
life.
Good job.
When I decide to become a politician later in life, this episode or this podcast is gonna bite me in the ass.
You know what?
Bit.
For a price, we'll delete all the episodes and pretend like it never happened.
Vote Liam.
Vote Liam. Hi.
Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
Tune in next week. Oh, should we mention? Or
yeah,
that we're gonna
secret
start,
special
we're gonna
shit.
start crowdfunding soon, everybody.
Oh, you
Whoa.
gave it away, Liam.
Well,
no,
we're
you
gonna
do
give it
in
away.
crowdfunding, but what you will be
We aren't
crowdfunding
giving
us
away
to
the real
do
surprise. Though.
is a surprise. That
There'll
should
be
fun.
multiple ways to give us your monies for special prizes and surprises.
Ooh.
And great things. Collectible things.
Nice.
Hype.
Things that are limited
And hype.
edition.
Spread
Such
the
hype.
hype among your
Yeah.
peers.
Get on the train. It's going hard. Oh
Anyway,
my
stay
god.
tuned for that, guys. We'll have our shit together more later.
Yeah. We'll have a better announcement for next
Better
week.
outro later.
All right. Good night, listeners.
Farewell, listeners.